What's going on, guys? It's Dutchie from Yugioh Worldwide. Today I'm with Emily.
Hello.
She got 4th place at the regional here in Spel En Meer in Zoetermeer on December 1st. Tell us all about it.
I went into it just expecting to do relatively well. Wasn't sure if I would get my invite. I did. I'm happy with it. I'm also happy that I got the deck box. The best deck box I ever did for regional top, so I'm happy with it. It's really nice. And I did it with playing my favorite deck, Rescuers. I've played it since I started the game, so really happy with that too.
All right, congratulations. You want to get into the deck profile?
Yeah, of course. It's like it's quite standard mostly. It's just the 2 Hydrant as normal, 2 Impulse, 3 Impulse. It's a broken card. Like, it won me so many games going second, also won me like an entire match going second when I got shifted, because otherwise I couldn't have played, because I don't have many starters under shifter except for Lifter and Emergency, and I guess Impulse also if my opponent starts playing the 1 Lifter. Please bring it back to 3. Engine target for Impulse. Still really good, even like the second turn. A lot of the time people don't respect this and give me a second summon off of it. 2 Preventer, mandatory at 2. 3 is also like fair, but you want the non-engine space basically. 1 Turbulence. 2 is also fine. 1 is kind of what you need, because it's technically a brick, sort of. It's also an extender. It's sometimes nice to open, but it's very technically a brick, so you'd rather just have 1 of it, and the second one generally doesn't come up.
Okay.
Standard, 1 of the spells. Some people don't play HQ, but I think I really like it. It's
what was that? 1 alert, 1 HQ? And
one rescue, 1 alert, 1 HQ.
Okay.
It's standard basically. It's just some people don't play this because they don't need it most of the time, which is true. I just prefer having it because follow-up. 3 Emergency. Some people play 2. I think 3 is still mandatory because it helps you play through more hand traps a lot of the time. A lot of the time you play through like 1 or 2 more hand traps with this.
Okay.
Standard trap. Some people play Reinforce over Contain. King of Flames from Rescuers Discord. It's completely wrong. It's not good to play Reinforce over this. I have tried it. Every time I broke a board going second, I needed Contain and not Reinforce. Rota, of course. 2 Diabell. 2 Diabell, 3 Wanted. It's just 3 Diabell makes you open 2 of this way too much. 2 is enough. I mean, you have enough with the Azaminas. You have way more than enough starters, so you don't need the 3rd Diabell. Insane card too. It's just not in this regional, but on Bologna. It also won me a game in time, which is funny. But
nice.
And also the hollowed Azamina, of course. The Poplar package. Some people are not a big fan of this. I still think it's mandatory because otherwise you'd brick too much. And this is the starter that goes the minus the least. It's a true 1-card combo really. The Diabell things are not really, because you need the discard and the tribute. OSS, of course. And then non-engine. Ash Blossom to counter the Charmies, and also just it's a really good card in general. Imperm. It's a really good card. It's not a monster, so it doesn't trigger talents and thrust. It's just crazy. I don't have them with me right now because I borrowed them from my sibling. This is Dominus Impulse. Probably the best hand trap ever printed, I would say, except for Maxi, I guess. But it's just insane
It's
that
that good,
that you can just negate a special summon, any special type of special summon, and a combination of imperm, it's just broken. And then 3/4 Furlos. A lot of people don't main deck this. I main deck it because people, if going second, you always have a lot of trouble, of course. But people also really respect this card and end on a lesser board, and then your engine is way better at playing through that board because your engine is really good at playing through like half boards, and if they do not respect this and just like play into it, you have 20 cards and you just break their board with full engine because your engine is really good into boards. Yeah, that's the main deck. 45 in main deck. Generally quite standard. It's nothing really special about the main deck. Then extra deck, the Azamina fusions, of course. A lot of the time, if I opened like Deception plus a different starter, I still went, or like Diabel, I still went into this and to grab Wanted and then go into this, because if you go into this first, you still, and if they hand trap this, you still play through a hand trap, but if they don't hand trap this, you get Wanted and also the Omni Negate, so you still play through a hand trap, but you can also get the draw from it. Which is, but it just depends on how I'm feeling at that moment, if I do it or not. The Typhon, never summoned it. It's just because I had the extra deck space. It's mainly, this card is mainly for oh yeah, you're losing, put this on board, you're still losing. Anima, mandatory. Yeah, it's just a link 1 that you can go into with Hydrant or a Poplar. IP. Don't think I summoned this. No, I didn't. Still, it's really good if you get like nibbed or some Nibiruts or something. Haven't gotten nibbed, so don't know if it. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes it isn't. 2 SP. Always summoned the one on my first turn, basically. Second one never came up. It's just for the chance. You have more than enough extra deck space for it to fit. Dark. And Hita, broken cards. They're just insane in this meta because most decks are dark or fire. Sunlight Wolf. I've seen quite a few lists that don't play this, which is fair. I just generally end on this with Princess Engrave because I really like adding back like an Ash Blossom or an Impulse, or if I don't have those, just adding back a piece of follow-up to have the follow-up because sometimes I like it. It's just a really good card in general. Nightmare Phoenix, just back row removal. You really need it in this deck because you struggle with back row matchups sometimes, but not anymore if you play this. 2 Promethean. I once had like my opponent unicorn me, look at my extra deck, go for the Promethean, and then see I have 2, and I'm like, oh. And like they visibly were shook about me playing 2, and then ripped this.
Nice.
For some reason. So, and the second one, just even if they didn't rip it, it also came up. Like, playing 2 of this feels insane. Like, it feels incredible. I would recommend it if you don't play like Super Poly, which I do not recommend. Super Poly is not great. And then the Zealantis OTK stuff. On to the side deck. 3 draw. It's just draw. I didn't really know a better hand trap to put in here, and I wanted to be able to go up to 15 hand traps post side, and this is one of them. It's a really good card though. For going first, always side this in going first because they are just insane. Talon's rip look at hand is insane, or Talon's draw to extend, and called by is called by. Everyone knows it's a really good card. 3 Cosmic. Still really wanted to respect the like stun matchups and stuff. I think I said it in like once or twice. I'm not sure. I don't remember I don't remember against which deck, but it's still, I think, you need it. I'm not sure though. The one reinforced for Tenpai, I think I shouldn't side this. To be honest, it makes Tenpai a little bit easier, but I didn't see Tenpai, and it's just generally this card isn't that great. You'd rather have like a third trust, because I play, I also see 2 thrust and 2 targets. Like I'd probably rather have a third trust. Like 2 thrust, 2 targets. You essentially play three of both. So DDG, I sided DDG in more than this because most decks are link decks, so this doesn't do much. But other than that, yeah, the side was fine. I didn't side in, yeah, I think I only didn't side in this, but yeah, it just felt great.
All right. Any shout outs or any closing thoughts you want to give?
Yeah, like always, it shows my testing group, of course, and my sibling for lending me the Frualos and the Dominus Impulse.
Nice W.
Yeah, and yeah, the testing group and the locals and stuff.
All right, GG on 4th place.
Yeah.
Cheers.